Morning. Wait for people to come on, get set up. I've got my Mickey shirt on today. The shirt is over 40 years old, you guys. Oh, I see people. Cool. Let me just do my little behind the scenes stuff while everybody shows up. Good morning. Good morning. How's everybody doing today? It's Friday. And we are drawing Mickey Mouse. Is everyone excited to draw Mickey Mouse? That was a popular request. Mickey Mouse. I'm good. Still waking up a little. I'm not a big morning person. Even 10 a.m. sometimes feels early. And thank you. I'm glad you guys like the time-lapse video. I'm going to do those every now and then. It's kind of a fun way to show you guys the process. And sometimes when I do them, you will see me do them in only pen. One of my favorite things to do myself, to challenge myself, is I do a lot of drawing in no pencil. I just go straight to pen. It's a fun practice. It can be very frustrating, but it's a good way to teach yourself to work with your mistakes, because if it's in pen, it's there. So just something fun to try. I'll do more of those. We have, let's see, the standard announcements. When you're done with your drawing today, make sure you post it and share it to the group. We love that. You can find an album already. It's called Mickey Mouse. It lives under the albums area, which you can find in those little gray bubbles at the bottom. If you forget, you can post it straight to the page. I just try to ask you not to post them in comment threads because they get lost there. I mean, when they're posted straight to the page, a lot of people are still seeing it, even if they never make it to the album. But when you post it in a comment thread, a lot of times people aren't ever going back in there, and so they're going to totally miss your drawing. So do that. You can also find me on Instagram, Draw with Stacy. There's an E in that. And you can share them there, and it's been really fun. I've been sharing all your drawings over stories, and it's another fun way to interact, another fun way to invite your friends, if you're loving this. Do we have any newbies today? I think that's so that's all my announcements so far for this morning. I have more announcements at the end. We have a ton of birthdays to announce, so please stay around at the end of the drawing to help celebrate all of our kiddos with birthdays. And then we have a really fun weekend project and drawing, something that you can do with your drawing. So stay around at the end because there are some fun announcements at the end. Newbies in Kansas. We have lots of newbies. People came out for Mickey. We have a big list of drawing suggestions, so you can keep that going. We add to it if it's a new request. We have a lot of stuff on there. And it sounds like now we are going to have tons of time to draw. So we have, weeks upon weeks to do 5 drawings a day. This is very exciting for me. I made our local paper. Yay! This actually went out to other neighborhoods too. So, this is the West Sacramento one, but it went to Arden area and East Sac and all over. So super exciting. Sweden. Wow. And Ohio. That's awesome. Wow. Sweden. That's amazing. Okay. So let's flip you guys around and show you the Mickey Mouse. If you saw the video last night, then you already know what we're drawing. I'm sending you a copy, Mom. I'll sign it for you too. Oh my goodness. Technical difficulties. My phone flipped right out of the holder. That was funny. Well, it was funny to me. Sorry about that. I got aggressive. I was so excited to draw Mickey Mouse. All right, so there's our Mickey. He's like a Mickey Mouse, but he's kind of funny. He's kind of short and stubby. I gave him one of those standard balloons that we see all the time at Disneyland. But you can do anything in his hand. You don't even have to have his hand holding something. You could have his hand open. So you have lots of options here. We'll be right back after this commercial break. I sometimes wish I can say that when things are going wrong. I could just be like, and after a word from our sponsor. All right, so we are going to need today a pencil. We will need an eraser. We will need a black pen. I'm actually doing a combination today in coloring. I'm doing a black pen for all of his black areas, and then I'm doing pencil for all of, for like his shorts and his yellow feet. So anywhere that isn't black, I'm using pencil, but for the these areas, I'm going to go ahead and do with a pen because it'll help me color fast. Okay, so I am going to call a little quick thing out. I see someone who keeps commenting frowny faces and sad faces to each person's message. So let's please not do that. I can go back through and see who that is. We like to keep this positive around here, so I would like to ask you to not do that, please. For colors, I'm using a red, I'm using a pink, a blue, and a black. And let me go ahead and get started. So I'm going to draw my Mickey. I have my paper horizontal today. You can draw him vertical. You could draw other characters around him. So let's go ahead and you can decide. Maybe you're going to draw him with Minnie. It's not that difficult to make a Minnie from a Mickey Mouse size. And I'm going to go ahead and get my paper out. And don't worry about it. We'll move on. We don't need to name call or anything like that. I called it out, and we're going to just promote the positive vibes and move along. So let's all get our supplies handy, and let's get to drawing. So for Mickey's head, I'm going to start with a circle. So here, just kind of up towards the, closer to the top of the page, I'm going to start with kind of a circular shape. And it doesn't matter, you can use color crayons. And it doesn't matter if it's not a perfect circle, because we're going to add more to his face shape down here. We're kind of going to make his cheeks come out and make his face a little bit bigger than it's going to look here. So I'm starting with that circular shape, and then let's go ahead and do those circle ears. So he has one on each side. And if you watched my time-lapse video, you probably saw that I made a lot of lines that I just kind of kept correcting. Sometimes I look at it, I'll put the ears on, and I won't exactly like the shape, so I'll just change it a little. So I want that one to be a little bit more round. So remember, you can just use those lines that you had and adjust them until you get to the shape you want. Because sometimes if you erase those mistake lines, when you go back and try to do it again, you'll end up drawing the same thing if you've erased the line that you did the first time. Or yes, you could use a bottle or you could use a cup. If you really need it to look absolutely perfect, you could do that. So inside of his face I'm going to start with this area where his eyes are. So I'm finding that imaginary center line. Let's go ahead and put that in. If it helps you, do a very light little line down the middle of his face. And I'm kind of doing the top part of a heart almost. It's going to curve up and out and then come straight down. And then repeating that on the other side. So just like this. And now is when we can add more to his face. So his cheeks are going to come out beyond this line I drew here. So I'm going to go ahead and draw a curved line coming out, and I'm going to come further out because I want to make his face actually a little bigger than I made it. So just like that. See how I made that out farther? I'll zoom in a little bit for you guys. And now, staying outside of this original line, I'm just going to curve this around and follow it till I meet back up with the line over here. And if I don't meet it exactly, it's okay. You can just keep changing your line till it reaches the place that you want it to be. So there, just like that. So see, I have all of these weird little lines, and those are all just eventually going to get erased. For now, I am going to go ahead and erase this big one because I'm going to do a lot of drawing in that space. So that one, I don't want. So now let's do his nose. So his nose, where this part where his eyes are going to live, Mickey's eyes kind of build off of his nose. And his eyes are going to be, imagine there's a little fake line here. His eyes are going to be in this space. So I'm going to put his nose just below this line. And it's going to be an oval. Looks kind of like a jelly bean. Just like that. We already drew a bear, so if you want to draw a bear, you can always go back to one of our past videos and draw a bear. And then let's do a little dot inside the nose. We're actually going to do a circle of light inside of his nose. We don't do that a lot, but Mickey does have it. And then let's give his mouth. So he has two really cute little cheek marks, really curved. And then we're going to connect those with a curved shape. And then for the bottom of his mouth, we want to make it look like it's really, really wide open. So I'm just doing a really big drop down. So I'll give you just a little bit of time to catch up. Is everyone doing okay so far? Plugging along? Is there any particular brand of alcohol markers you can afford? You know what? You can, I'm pretty sure that in my supplies that I recommend, There is a brand that's, I don't know if I did link a brand. I will. So come back and I will find, I will get that brand for you. You can find them on Amazon. So I'll do another post about that. No, we aren't having any problems today. Everyone seems to be connected really good. Next week, we are going to do a lot of Easter. Okay, so now on to the eyes. Where this nose is, I'm going to do another curved line that goes right along, kind of follows along the shape of the nose, just slightly above. Sorry, I have a little bit of technical difficulty on my end. Sorry, I keep stopping. Okay, and now let's do the eyes. So the eyes, I did this like little imaginary center line, and I'm going to do 2 curved arch lines up above. So I'm doing like my donut, or not my donut. Oh my gosh, what am I talking about? My hot dog shape, right? It looks like the tip of a hot dog. So there's eye number 1. And there's eye number 2. And I'm having them come down to this line I did above the nose. And so right here, see how I'm not going to meet it? Can you see that? So what am I going to do here? I'm just going to extend this line down. I'm going to extend this one too because I want it a little further out from the eye. So I'm going to extend both sides of this nose line out a little bit. And now I can bring my eye down. So see how that worked? I just made these a little bit longer. Now Mickey, for his white part, he's going to have his white part and his pupil. Instead of drawing a circle inside, I'm going to just draw from a point here to a point here, and I'm going to follow this curve shape. So see, just like that. You find your 2 different spots. And you draw each inside of the eye. You did your left but not your right. That's okay. You can keep trying. Just do like I did. See how I just kept making lines till they kind of look somewhat balanced. They don't have to be exactly. Can you catch up, please? Sure, I'll give you a little bit of time to catch up. Give you some time. Now Mickey, when he has, you know how we do the light in the eye? You can do that as a circle, but Mickey commonly has a triangle. So I want to do that triangle. So right here on the inside, I'm going to do 2 triangle shapes, 1 on each side. It's actually not a nostril. It's a little circle of light. So Mickey doesn't typically have any nostrils, so it just has this little circle of light. And that is our Mickey Mouse face. Now, if you wanted to do Minnie, you could add a bow to the head. And then you could end up turning this into a dress instead of a body. Yep, you just add a bow. You could just add a bow right here in the middle. And then I'm going to do a shape right now. And for a mini, you would just make this shape the dress. You wouldn't separate the legs. So you'll see that in just a second. I'll give you a little bit of time to catch up. Is anyone doing anything fun? Yes, it's like Pac-Man eyes. Is anyone doing anything fun this weekend? Yeah, the eyes don't have to be cemetery. Symmetry. All right, now let's go ahead and do the body. So for the body, I'm going to just do a shape, and then I'm going to add the legs after the fact. So I'm going to do 2 curved lines coming down. And then we can go ahead and put 1 across the bottom. So that is the shape of the body. And so remember, it kind of looks funny. Remember we did this the other day? Sorry, guys. So I'm going to add the legs now. So for his legs, I'm going to do this little line down here, and then do 2 lines out. And now I have his legs. So I didn't have to, again, make one shape and then another. I just make this one whole shape, and then I give him the legs, and now I can erase that line. We did that with Harry Potter. Totally like the one in Harry Potter. Now, if you were doing a mini, you could leave this, and then you would give kind of a, okay, so Minnie Mouse, you would just leave the bottom. You're not going to add the division between the legs. And then you can add like little sleeves on the sides. I'm just going to do this really light with pencil, and then do her arms, and then just add the polka dots, and it's going to end up looking like a mini. So that's how you do the mini. You're just going to go ahead and add those little sleeves, and you end up just making this a dress. And once you color it in those red and white polka dots, you end up with a Minnie Mouse. So now let's do his legs. We're just going to do 2 little lines down on each side for his legs. You could add a skirt, you could add a dress. Really, to make the dress, you would just leave this shape. So you don't have to do anything fancy here. You could just leave this shape in. So let me show you over here off to the side or on a fresh sheet. Okay, so if I was doing Minnie's dress, I made this shape for the body, because I know some of you want to do Minnie. And then I would add little sleeves, because Minnie's dress has little sleeves. And I think it even has like little ruffles, so you could add a little ruffle on the end of the sleeve. You could add a little ruffle on the end of the skirt. And then you just do all the little polka dots. And then draw her legs. And then her arms will come off here. So that's how you would end up turning it into a Minnie. And yeah, you could have her holding a purse. There's lots of different things you could do with Minnie Mouse, a flower. So just to do a simple dress, that's how I would end up making it a Minnie Mouse. And then if this is where our head is, I'm going to put that big Minnie Mouse bow on top of the head. So that's our Minnie Mouse idea. So let's go back to this. So for the legs, for Mickey's feet, we're going to do his shoe. So connect these two lines with a slightly curved line, and then do a circular line around that, because Mickey's shoe kind of has, Minnie's does too. They have this like shape at the top of the shoe. Don't worry if you don't have enough room to make shoes. Just have them in the water, or add some water lines, or make them inside something. Maybe it's inside of a box. I'm pretty close to running out of room myself for the shoe. In fact, I'm going to make the shoe just touch the bottom of the paper. That happens a lot in drawing. If you don't get the scale, you'll end up coming off the page, and then you just find a way to make that work. So there are his shoes. And so now let's do his arms. So one of his arms is just going to come straight out from his side. And his arms, his glove is kind of like his shoe. I'm going to do this kind of oval shape here at the end for the edge of his glove. And then come out, do a thumb. And then with Mickey, I'm just giving 3 more fingers. I'm not doing a full 5. So 1, 2, 3, and back in. So there's hand number 1. And then do a tail. Now for his other hand, your shoe looks like a potato. Hey, you know what? The shoe kind of is a potato shape. The other day when we were drawing the shark, I was going to say that the initial shark shape, I thought it looked like a yam. But then I thought, do people know what a yam is? Sometimes I don't know the technical names of the shapes, so I just come up in my head. That's why I say, okay, make the tip of a hot dog, because y'all know what a hot dog is, so you can make that shape. So now let's do the arm on the other side. I'm going to do the same thing. It's going to just be coming straight out from this edge of his neck. And then if I want to kind of make it even to the other side, remember how we pretend like we're drawing through our drawing, but when we get to the line, that's when we drop our pencil and make the rest. See, you guys do. I could have said, make a yam shape, and you would have known. I'll remember that. We'll just start referring to, you know, he has donut ears, hot dog eyes, a jelly bean nose, potato feet. I kind of like that. Yep, I'll give you a little time to catch up. Has everyone been to Disneyland? It's a fun place to go. It can sure be busy. What's everyone's favorite ride there? Many times. The Haunted Mansion is actually my favorite ride, and last year I got to go at Christmas time, and it was Nightmare Before Christmas, which is actually probably my favorite Disney movie. You can do the lines in his gloves. I'm not going to. I'm not making him exact, but you can do that if you really want. You can go and add some of those little details. One thing I'm going to go ahead and do now while we wait, because this is a simple part, the hand's a little more complicated, is I'm going to do his shorts. So I'm just dividing between his body and his shorts. And then I'm going to do those two buttons, which are just oval shapes, on the front of his shorts. Yep, there you go. So you can see the hand. I'm not drawing anything on his shirt. I'm just keeping him how he is. Keeping him with his black body and then his shorts. Let me come back a little bit. Now you can see both sides. And so let's go ahead on this side and do a hand, and I'm going to do this same thing. So this oval shape here. And now I wanted this hand to be holding something. So like I did over here, I'm going to come up slightly and I'm going to do the thumb. He's holding something, but his thumb is sticking up. And then off of the thumb, I'm going to do 3 little hot dog shapes going horizontally. Coming into the palm. So that way it looks like now like there would be something in his hand, or like he's doing a thumbs up. Maybe yours is giving a thumbs up. And so here's where I'm going to add that balloon. So I'm going to do a little line, squiggly line going up, and then another line coming from the bottom. And I want my balloon to have a little triangle at the bottom of it. And then I'm going to do another circle shape because I'm going to give him that kind of Mickey Mouse balloon. And see how I didn't get the size right, so I'm just going to keep going, almost like I'm making a spiral. And then I'll erase all of these little lines inside. And now I'm going to give circle ears to my balloon. But yours could be holding something else. An Easter basket is great. He could be holding a Dole Whip. Does everybody know what a Dole Whip is? You can get those at Disneyland. They're very yummy. He could be holding a bucket of popcorn, a pretzel. Lots of stuff. And there's my Mickey. So now I'm going to go ahead and go in with my pen. I have a lot of lines that I don't want to go over. Oh, a heart balloon is a good idea. So I'm just going to pay close attention when I'm doing my black lines, because see, I don't want to do this one. I just want to do this outside one. And just go on the lines that I want to keep. If that's hard for you and you find that you're always accidentally going on top of the lines you don't want, then you can erase more while you're drawing. Sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. It just depends on my drawing. So now I have his ears. Oh, he could be holding a churro. That's an awesome idea. I'm going to give those cheeks coming in. The little kind of heart shape that's above his eyes. And then give the rest of his head. So see, I have all these lines in here that I'm just not going to put on my drawing. Do the curve where his eyes are. And for his eyes, I'm coming up to this triangle. I'm going in, out, and back around. So I'm not going to do the actual line that connects it. I'm going to just leave that an opening. So it literally is going to look like there's a Pac-Man inside of his eyeball. See, once I do that, it does. It just totally looks like a little Pac-Man. Mickey doesn't need eyebrows. You could always give him eyebrows. His jelly bean nose and that little bit of light that's on his nose. Again, if you don't like that, if you think it looks too much like a nostril, you don't have to add it. His smiley face and his big happy mouth. And I'm going to do a little tongue. And when I do tongues, I usually do them, I do kind of a curved line, and then I do another one off of that. So it ends up looking again like the top of a heart. You can draw a circle inside of the eye. If you don't like the way that triangle looks, then you can definitely do a circle of light, like we've done for our other drawings. Go around his hands. I can't wait to see your drawings today. Can't wait to see who made it Minnie Mouse instead. I've seen Minnie going on an Easter egg hunt, which is a cute idea. We will be doing lots of Easter themed drawings next week. And maybe even find a way to do our own neighborhood Easter egg hunt. Maybe put something in our windows or something. We can all look for eggs if we go out on a walk. I've seen some people doing that where they're putting hearts in their windows. I've seen people putting bears in their windows, and then they go on a bear hunt when they go out for a walk. This weekend, I am going to draw on my window, so I'll post a picture here when I'm done, but I got some window chalk, and I'm going to decorate the outside of my windows. The only bummer part is from my house, I have so many trees, you can't see my windows all that well from the street, but it'll still be fun. Gives me something to do. And again, drawing is just really soothing for me. So going outside and getting fresh air and drawing will be nice. Trying to angle that so you can see. We have a koala on our list. We have a llama on our list. A German Shepherd, I saw that. We get that request quite a bit. We will draw an Easter egg. Let's do his balloon with the string. Looks like it goes into his hand and back out. And then I'm going to do the ears first. And then I'll do the lines. And there we go. We actually have a succulents drawing. So if you go back to past videos, it was one of our adult sip and draws, but there's a succulent in that you could find. I also saw someone ask about a Yoda. We've done a Yoda, and you can find that back in past drawings. So now that my Mickey is done and you guys can keep on drawing along, I'm going to go ahead and start erasing because I have a lot of lines on my paper today that I don't need. So I'm just going to erase all those extra lines. I did that imaginary line down the middle. I mean, I guess it's not really imaginary if I make it on my paper, is it? Sometimes though, you can just imagine it. You can just kind of picture where the middle is, but if it helps you to put that line, then go ahead and put that faint line right in the center, because sometimes it does help you make things a little more symmetrical when you know where the middle is. So I'm just erasing all of those lines, and then I'll go back. We've done a Baby Yoda. You can find that in, if you go under topics and you look under daily drawings, there is a Baby Yoda video you can go back and watch. We will be doing a cat. We'll be doing more dogs. We are going to do anime. I have anime on my list. All right, I think I'm good. Let's brush off all that eraser. I realized that one of my chores this weekend is to clean all the eraser dust. Oh gosh, my desk is covered in eraser dust now. So there is my Mickey Mouse. And now all I have to do is color them. So I got myself, I got one of my fat pens to do some of the coloring in, so it can go a little bit quicker. So I'm going to color in this inner part of his eye black. I'm going to get all my black done first, because there's actually a lot of black in a Mickey Mouse drawing. And then the rest of my drawing I'm going to color in pencil, but you could do you could keep doing pen, you could do crayon. You could do it all in crayon. You don't need any pen. I'm going to do the inside of his mouth black. And again, when I'm doing pen especially, I'm always outlining the edge first and then coloring in the middle, because it just gives me more of a border to work with, and it kind of helps me from going outside of the lines. So I'll do the same in his nose. Go around the edge, give myself a fatter black line. And there we go. There's his face. So now we got to work on this upper part, because this is all black too. This part and his body. So again, I'm just kind of outlining. And outlining, it takes time, so sometimes it can be frustrating because you just want to go fast and just start coloring more, but I just find that by doing that outline, it saves me from making a mistake. But the good thing with black, especially when you're coloring something all in black, if I did make a mistake and I came out too much, I can just fix that. I can round out the ears a little bit more and just fix that part. And then once I have it all outlined, then I can just go faster and color the inside. Let's get this ear here. And this pen that I'm working with, it has kind of a thinner pen on one side and a fatter one on the other. So when I start really coloring it in, I'm going to use that fat line. And there we go. There's going to be so much black colored in, so I'm kind of just going to talk to you while I color that black in, because I don't have much instruction left to do other than coloring. And while I color, maybe you're still drawing, and that's okay. You can keep drawing. And remember, a lot of people watch the video. They might start sketching their Mickey out, and then they'll go back after and watch it again and just pause where you need to. Because we all draw at different speeds. There's probably some people who draw faster than I do. There's probably other people who draw a lot slower. Maybe you get through the head and then you realize, oh my gosh, I really needed, that's where we need those commercial breaks, don't we? So those are all moments, you know, try to take those pauses, but I can't pause too much because if I did, oh my gosh, you guys would get so bored. Like, why is she just sitting and doing nothing? So that's why we post all of these videos afterwards. So that way, if you need to, you can go back and you can watch them again. So there we go. There's his head. I'll take a little pause. I'll take a sip of my coffee. Oh, you did a bear balloon. That's a good idea. You could do lots of things with what's in his hand or with what shape balloon. When I drew it last night, I started to do just a regular old balloon, just that kind of, I don't know, teardrop shaped balloon. And then I remembered, oh my gosh, at Disneyland, all you see are those Mickey Mouse balloons. So I changed it. So if you watch that fast video, you'll see that I did one shape at first and then I went back later and I changed the shape afterwards. Is yours holding a birthday cupcake, or you want us to draw a birthday cupcake sometime? Again, his body's black, so I'm just going to outline this shape. I will say I have, you know, a lot of you will ask what brand of things I like, what pens. I will do a better list too of supplies. I think I'm going to do an updated one. When you buy pens in a set, you know, you'll get all of these different colors and you get one black. And I promise you, your black pen is the one that you will run out of the most. So you will want multiple black pens. I think I have 3 of these. And one of them, you know, the fat end is dead, and the other one, the skinny end is dead. It doesn't have any more ink in it. I find that once you really start drawing a lot, you go through black a lot, especially if you're outlining. And I like outlining. Even if you look, I'll show you something. Here's my colored pencils. So here's the colors. Here's a red, a blue, a pink. There's my black. And I have a second one. And even that one is shorter than the others. You always go through the black really fast. It's just used. You know, in every drawing we do, there is always some black. The nose is black or the pupil is black. And you'll just find you use that pen a lot. It's the one you run out of the fastest. And the last little part that I'm left with are his legs down here. I need to get those colored in. And the other side. Outlining it first, and then I can go to town on the center. And you can leave his tail skinny, or you could make it a little wider and then have it get skinnier. So I'm going to do that today. Just right here near his body, I'm going to have his tail a little bit thicker, and then it'll go down to a skinny tail, a skinny tip. just like that. I make it look so easy. It's just because I've been doing it for so long. I've been drawing for many, many years. But I'll tell you what, the more you come here, I mean, we're doing 5 drawings a day. And the more you come here, and the more of these you do, you will start to realize how much easier it gets for you as well. Plus, one of my reasons for showing you that fast motion video is when I do this drawing here today, I've already done it once. So I've kind of practiced once already. You guys are coming in and you're drawing it once for the first time. So remember that. I've already drawn my Mickey one time. So this is like round 2 for me. So the more you practice and the more you do your drawings, the better you'll get. Did I say 5 a day? I meant 5 a week. See, you guys have to correct me. This is what happens when your brain goes a million miles an hour. You say ridiculous things. Oh my gosh, if I did 5 drawings a day, I mean, I do 2 right now. I draw with you now, and then I draw tomorrow's drawing tonight. So that's how that works. So I'm doing 2 drawings every day. But oh, if I drew for you 5 days a week, whew, I'd never sleep. We would definitely run out of things to draw. We'd have to make up stuff. All right, so there's one foot colored in yellow. And then here's another one. So I bet if you watched this video and you drew with me, and then later on you watched it again and you drew it again, you'd get faster. It would be easier because you would remember. You'd remember the different shapes that we did. Again, it's just all practice. All comes in time. The more you draw and the more you do it, there's so many people who I see comment and they say, gosh, I couldn't draw a stick figure before, but now they're drawing shapes. It's just because they're practicing, they're doing it. And now for his shorts, I'm going to do red. So I'm going to go around this button first. Go around this other one because I don't want to color these in. Sometimes I do this to stay in the lines, and other times I do it too, just so I don't get carried away. And I start, coloring in shapes I don't want to color in. So I'm going to go along these little outlines. And now I can just start coloring. And I want this a darker red, so I'm kind of pushing a little bit harder with my pencil. Remember, you can move your paper around. If you find maybe coloring at this angle is weird, then color at this angle. Turn your page, color a different way. So if you're struggling with the coloring, just turn your paper. I try to keep mine a little bit more up and down so that way you guys can see it. And you're not looking at an upside down drawing. Like I think my first video, you guys, if anyone saw the very first one, whew, I was learning. I think the video was sideways sometimes. My pencil marks were too light. So I may have been good at drawing, but I was terrible at taking videos. Now I'm getting better, except I did throw my phone around today. I think my first drawing was Baby Yoda, actually. So there we go. And last but not least, I'm going to color in his balloon. And today I'm going to go ahead and make it purple. I made it blue last night, but I think today I want a purple balloon. We're almost done. Remember to stick around at the end. For those of you that are still drawing, you can draw while I talk. We have birthday announcements, and I have another drawing announcement. So you can, if you're a kid, you can share the information with your parent. We'll also post the information to the page. And there is my balloon, and there is my Mickey. So I am just keeping him just like that. You can do other colors, you can do other things. I know if you were looking at the back of his hands, he has those kind of black circles, but I'm kind of making mine like you're looking at the palm of his hands. And so that is him. And last but not least, I'm going to trying to make it so you can see all of it. I'm going to write my name. That didn't work. Oh, the tongue. I forgot about the tongue, you guys. The tongue is pink. I knew something was missing. There we go. The tongue. So I will write my name over here. You can see that side better. So Stacy, 44, California. There we go. So let me go ahead and go in with our birthday shout outs. We have a bunch of birthdays because I missed yesterday and we have the weekend. So strap in. Are you ready? If I mess up your name, I'm very sorry. We have Kayla, Chloe, Tyler, Sophie, Peyton, Abigail, Dominic, Alina, William, Grace, Albin, Karina Grace, Cole, Tyler, Zachary, Evan, Riley, Maya, Allison, Haley, Brandon, Natelyn, Caitlin, Sophie, Emma, Sergio, McKinley, Mason, and Kinsley. Whew. That's a lot of birthdays. So I hope you guys get to do something fun for your birthday. I know you got to do it at home, but there's lots of fun activities and ideas you can do. I hope you all get to eat some cake. Last but not least, 2 things. Remember to share this with your friends. If you like Drawing with Stacy, let them know where they can find us. You can do that either via Facebook or if your parents have an Instagram. And we are going to do a project. So you kind of have 2 options here, and I am going to flip you around. Oh, thank you. I have pretzel leggings on. You can see those. Okay, flip you around. Hi. So here is your project. You can start sending me art. This weekend, I would like everyone to draw a rainbow, and if you're allowed to, I'd like you to send it to me. Yesterday, we drew the nurse sharks, and if you're not doing anything with that, or if you could make a copy of it, or you could always draw it again, I'd like you to send that to me. So anyone who wants to, I would like you to start sending me your drawings. And let me tell you what we're going to do with these drawings. We're going to start taking these drawings to hospitals, to elder facilities, to the children's hospitals, and I'm going to start collecting them all and then dropping them off to decorate and bring them some joy. So I will do a post with a P.O. box in which you can mail it to, and we will make sure that it's on the website so you can find it there. But I would love for you all to start sending me your art. If you don't want to send me the original, you can send me a copy, or like I said, you can always draw it twice. I draw every drawing twice, so you could too, and you could send me one version of it. So here is our Mickey. You could send your Mickey, but really, I'd like this weekend, please send me rainbows. I'm looking for rainbows. I'd love your nurse sharks for the hospitals to give to hospital staff. And again, I will do a post today that has the address in which you can mail your drawings to. And yep, you're going to send it to me over the mail. So I'm going to give you a P.O. box. If you know me, you can drop it off on my porch. Some of you know me, and some of you, your parents know me. So you can just drop those right off onto my porch. I'm gonna make a box outside for drawings. But for those that don't, I'm gonna provide you a P.O. box that you can send to, and I'm gonna start taking all of these drawings to local hospitals, to Shriners, to elder facilities, because a lot of these people don't get visitors right now, and we're gonna try to make their life full of joy. And how do we do that? We do that with drawings. So I will do the post on Instagram as well. I will cover all the bases. So thank you very much. Happy Friday. Tomorrow is the adult sip and draw. And if you're a kid, well, then I'll see you on Monday. Monday is always Mascot Monday, so we will be doing a school mascot, and then we are just going to go crazy with Easter the rest of the week. So thank you very much. I love you guys. Thanks for drawing with me. And now I have to stop the video. This is always the awkward part.